Hello, and welcome back to the Needle and Lens podcast, the only show that threads together music, movies, and TV. I'm your host, Kevin, with my co-host,
Noah.
What's up? How are we doing today, folks?
Doing well. Doing
good.
well.
Doing good.
Yeah,
very exciting episode today.
Yeah. No, so excited to get into this. We were able to catch an early-ish, like a day early.
Yeah,
like
a day early
screening.
is still early. And you know what? That's
Yeah.
one step closer for Needle and the Lens to get invited to the red carpet premieres. One step closer. Look, I'm saying it, all right?
All
If
right,
these
well,
TikTok people like Straw Hat, Goofy, and like J Stoobs and all those motherfuckers can go to these premieres, so can we. We can get there too.
All right, well, when Kevin Feige starts hitting my line, I will let you know. And hopefully we'll be there. But,
no, dude, I'm saying
yeah.
because I think we need to like get our journalistic sense up, because so then we could get invited to press screenings. You know, I think that would be super.
That would be dope. So
We're gonna
whoever's
start a blog.
watching,
We're gonna be like academics. We're gonna be a blogger.
God, moving past that,
Nah, dude, have you
um,
been seeing all this shit with Freddie and academics?
it's horrible.
It's so
I'm
great.
really over it at this
You're
point.
over it? I
Yeah,
love seeing.
I'm honestly so over it.
I love seeing
I'm like
academics get
it's tired.
smacked,
It's
though.
really tired.
It's funny
Um,
still. It's funny still.
But yes, we are here to talk about Eternals
Yes, we're gonna
um,
give our thoughts on it and
and
what
yeah, because
not.
we haven't really gotten into. We both saw it last night, but we didn't really talk about it. I don't know how you felt about it.
Yeah,
I posted a review on Letterboxd, so maybe you saw
I
that.
did peep it.
Um,
Yes,
So
and
you
you
kinda
know
have-
lately your letterbox ratings have been pretty like memey, so it's hard to like tell your
Mm.
exact thoughts. But they're funny. Don't get me wrong. He has a hilarious letterbox profile.
it depends. It depends on when I decide to give a full review and when I'm just like,
Yeah.
does it really need all that?
No,
But,
that's the thing. I think I'm gonna start. Like I was gonna start doing the meme reviews, kinda.
Yeah,
But-
yeah. I pick and choose, but
Exactly. But I mean,
I
your
guess-
number rating, I can kind of align with.
okay.
I'm thinking about the same.
Yeah. So I guess for general thoughts of the movie,
Yes. No spoilers yet.
Um,
We'll get into spoilers later.
yeah, we'll get into spoilers in a bit. But general thoughts, I liked it. I liked the movie.
Mm-hmm.
I am like really shocked only because like I don't know. After seeing obviously this is the first Rotten Tomatoes
Yeah.
Marvel movie. So it's like, okay,
Which Thor: The
clearly
Dark World
people-
exists, by the way.
yeah. Clearly for some reason, critics are saying that this is without a doubt the worst MCU movie.
Which is
based on this critic
insane.
consensus. So, and after seeing it, yeah, that's literally absurd.
That's
like it's
so
absurd.
wild.
I don't understand what. Like I was watching it and I was like, this is kind of good. Like I'm enjoying this.
Yeah. No.
Um,
Definitely.
And I was like, I'm confused as to what makes this movie to so many critics like so clearly the worst MCU movie. Like I'm not seeing it. I'm personally not seeing it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it was a good movie. Obviously, it has its flaws. It's not a perfect movie.
Oh yeah.
Nor is it like, I mean, if you're going to this movie to see a Chloe Zhao movie, like it's not like
Yeah. It doesn't have all of those
Obviously,
touches to it.
right. It's got like some of her like, flair, especially you can tell with like the cinematography. And
Yes.
stuff.
Yes. Exactly.
But it's like obviously not Nomadland, which I wasn't expecting to get in the first place.
Right. Yeah.
Um,
I think that has a lot to do with the critics' issues, is that like maybe they were expecting that too much.
I've definitely considered that.
And
yeah.
I think a lot of them were expecting a drastically different film than the quote MCU formula. But that's the thing.
right.
In the MCU, there's a formula. And at the end of the day, like pretty much all of their movies follow the formula. So the fact that
Right.
this one gets knocked for it, it's just because it's Chloe. And that's why people
Yeah,
are
and I
knocking it.
think
They wanted something completely and drastically different. And I mean, you're not going to necessarily get that. Like, and you don't
yeah,
need to.
you're and I mean at this point I will say like this is definitely it does feel a little different than
It
um
does.
some, but I don't necessarily agree. Like I saw some people being like, this just feels so different. And I was like, does it feel
Yeah.
that different
I
from other MCU movies? Like
I think it
I
feels slightly less different than like
mhm.
Shang-Chi, but like pretty close to the same extent of
Right.
being
Like I
different.
didn't just feel like I was
Like this
not
wasn't
watching an
Iron Man
MCU
2.
movie.
Like,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, for general thoughts, I liked it. Think there were some flaws. We'll get into that, but I
Mm,
really enjoyed the characters.
yes.
I thought the story was really interesting. There were some cool twists that I liked.
Oh yeah.
Um, but yeah, what about you?
Um, like I said, I'm feeling about the same. I really tried for the life of me to try to figure out what people weren't liking about it because I was going through and I was really enjoying it. I know a lot of people
Yeah,
were complaining about the CGI at some points, and like
which is valid.
I noticed a couple of points, but I don't know. Maybe I'll notice it more today because I'm gonna go see it a
Oh, you're going
second
back
time. But
today?
yeah,
Yeah,
so
I'm
I
going on
don't
Sunday, I
know,
think.
but maybe I'll
I would
notice it
say in
again
the
today.
third
But
act. In the third act, there were
yeah,
some.
and that would make sense though because like I feel like that's kind of probably the last bit of stuff that they
Right,
shot for it, so it would make sense.
for sure.
Yeah, but
Um,
no, I really enjoyed it. I think it does run a little long at points for
mhm,
sure, but I don't think it's necessarily like unbearably long.
right. No,
Like,
I don't think it's unbearably long either. I will say I started to feel the length a little bit near the end.
mm-hmm.
I was like, man, I wonder how much longer we have. Not that I was like wanting it to end anytime soon. I was
Yeah,
just like, okay, this is kind of going. And I don't think it was uh like I don't think it necessarily suffer. I feel like it may have suffered a bit from the runtime, even though it was long. How long was this movie?
2 hour, like 2:37.
Wow.
Yeah,
Whoa.
yeah.
So that is a long movie.
It is. It
Jeez.
is definitely a very long movie. But I mean, the thing is like, like to your point of saying that, like, oh, you started to feel the length at a certain point. I mean, like, that's
Mm.
with any long movie. Like, I felt that way with Dune
It
too. I didn't
happens.
want it to end necessarily, but I was like,
Mhm.
damn, how much longer do we have in this movie?
Honestly, for Dune, I don't know. It was kind of flying by for me. I'm not gonna lie.
Really?
I'm not
I don't know.
gonna lie. I
I
was like,
started to
man,
feel it. I started to feel it in that movie.
I don't think I did, honestly. I was really enjoying
I'm
myself.
trying
But
to. I hate to get into Dune spoilers, but I'm trying to think like about how long into the movie is that climax where they get attacked by fucking I can't even remember.
I have no frame of reference when I'm in a movie theater watching a movie.
Yeah,
But I would say what, maybe two
that's got to
hours
be
in?
like I was gonna say. Then there's only 30 minutes left in the movie. The rest of that felt really long too. That had to
Okay.
have been like an
Maybe
hour
it
and a
was
half
like
in. That
hour and
had
a
to have
half.
been a whole movie in. To be fair,
Yeah. Yeah.
but
That is true.
back to
But
Eternals, right?
yeah, I felt the length a little bit, but it didn't take away like
Hmm.
it wasn't so bad that I was
Yeah,
not in it.
right.
Um
And I think probably I don't know. The plot in the third act, I'll say,
mhm,
starts to scramble a bit, and the
yeah,
resolution's a little bit iffy. I'll
I
say that much.
agree. I agree.
That I was like, okay.
Yeah.
I did not necessarily feel like, and not like the ending per se, like just
Mhm.
right before the end in the post credit scene. I feel like it. I just did not feel necessarily as fulfilled in that ending.
I can I can definitely get behind that. Yeah, I can definitely get behind
I'm
that.
trying to speak as vague as fucking possible
Yeah, and we'll
before
get
we get
to
into spoilers. Yeah.
spoilers soon. But yeah, I can kind of see what you're saying with the third act. I'll say, I guess we can dig into that a little bit more during like spoiler talk. But
Yeah.
as far as like characters, I guess, how are you feeling on that? Because I was pretty. I didn't think that there were any like bad characters in this movie. I do think
Yeah.
that maybe there were some that were
Underdeveloped.
underdeveloped. Yeah, which
Exactly.
is
I really, in these like posse movies, I just like that's the hard part is because you're gonna
yeah,
have the main characters, and obviously Gemma Chan's character is the main character. She's the focal point. But I feel
right.
like they try their best to balance it with some of the other characters, but some of them do
Mhm.
get left in the dust a bit. Like Druig's kinda got like a decent like
Mm.
I don't know, like he's involved enough, but fuck, I forgot.
See, I
I
feel
forgot how
like
to pronounce her name, but like it started with an M.
oh yeah, the death
The
character.
deaf character. Yes, she was
Yes.
super underdeveloped.
She was very underdeveloped, probably the most underdeveloped
Yeah.
on the whole team. Druig, I feel like I I mean, personally, I feel like I could have gotten a lot more from most of the characters, and that's just because I really
Yeah.
like them all. But I
Oh yeah,
think,
no, exactly.
like the characters we get the most from are obviously, Gemma Chan, Cersei. We get Icarus,
Hmm.
a decent amount of Kingo.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Um,
we got a good chunk of him. Like I think it's just because that scene where he's introduced is
yeah,
so lengthy, and also
right.
he's kind of serves as the comedic relief character, which
He
I'll admit
does.
he did a pretty good job at that. I
No, I
like
mean,
Kumail, love
Kumail's
him,
amazing.
love him.
Um, he's great. I got my Kumail air freshener in my car.
Oh,
Um,
nice, nice.
so
No,
yeah,
he's great.
I think he did a great job. I will say, yeah, I wanted more from Fastos. I wanted more from
Yes,
Fastos. I love Brian
yes.
Tyree Henry. I think he does really great with what he's given. Like he brought
Oh
a
yeah,
really nice, like emotional performance to a lot of his scenes.
absolutely, yes.
Um, but I wanted more. I also wanted more Salma Hayek. I wanted more.
Yeah, I know. I
Um,
wanted so much more.
um, yeah, and it's just like, and even with a long runtime, like you were saying, it's like
Yeah.
2.5 hours basically, and they're just trying to introduce like what 10 characters
Yeah.
in
Let
this,
me let
which
me count. One,
that's a
two,
lot.
three,
That's a
4,
lot.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Wow, yeah, that was exactly 10. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And also
it's
and also like I'll admit, like I wish we could have gotten a little bit more into Angelina Jolie's character story as
oh
well.
yeah, for
Cause like
sure.
that was definitely like it was a very interesting plot point, but
Mm-hmm.
just a little underdeveloped. I think they did like a fine enough,
Yeah.
but like she definitely was one of the more developed characters out of the bunch that we got.
Yeah, I
But
definitely could have
still
done with
wanted
more
more.
development for her too. And I think the thing is just like it once again, it goes back to there are so many characters, even with a long runtime like this,
Yeah.
there's no way every character was going to kind of um get their due, I guess.
Hmm.
And also because so much of the movie is like so like, they're trying to I don't know if this is getting into spoilers now. Um
Mm,
But just like, oh, well, I actually no, because in the trailer, they're like, we got to
okay.
get everyone together. So,
Yeah.
they're kind of trying to piece the team together and find out where everyone has been. And they're not necessarily, um, like you don't. There are certain characters we don't get to until later in the movie because they don't go to try and find them till later. But
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
because of there's kind of a there are a lot of like flashback kind of, so you do kind of get that introduction, I guess, to
Hmm.
some of them, but um I think most of the character development I feel like doesn't happen in happens in present. I feel like most of the character development happens in present day.
Yeah,
Um,
like we get some of it in the flashbacks, but not
right.
necessarily as much. I think, and a lot of that has to do with just obviously a lot of the character development comes from how the characters have developed outside of the main unit of the team, I guess per se.
Yeah. And I think like uh I don't know. Are you ready to get into spoilers? Because I feel like I
Yeah, I
wanna
feel like we've
I'm ready
milked
to
it.
hop in.
We've milked it pretty dry of what we can say vague as shit. Other than we both really enjoyed the movie. It's definitely getting a lot more hate than warranted, but yeah,
Yeah. Um
definitely really solid Marvel movie. Solid movie from Chloe. Much
right.
appreciated.
So
But
solid.
spoiler
Thank you, Chloe.
warning
Spoiler
ahead.
warning.
There's
I
timestamps. The whole shebang.
I yeah, I do think that um there's a decent amount of character development that happens in some of the flashbacks, like for characters like maybe Druig. I feel like we kind of get to see
Yes.
how he kind of decides to stop listening to what Ajax has to say, and it's just
Mhm.
like, you know what, I'm done. I'm not gonna just listen to you and follow you blindly because
Right.
um I mean, he's a smart guy. Smart guy. But I think um, that dynamic was really interesting, and I would have loved. I guess that keeps coming back to. I would have loved to see more.
I
I would have loved to
know.
see more.
I know.
Because I think there's so much specifically with Ajax and how and everyone's relationship to her
Yeah.
that I don't think we see fleshed out enough,
Yeah, and it
especially with
sucks
her
because
as the
she
leader.
died in the first act.
Right, and she dies so early on, um, that it's like, man, like she was the leader of the Eternals, and obviously she's not the main character, but it
Yeah.
feels like we should have had more connection to her or known more about her and her connection to everyone else.
Right.
Um, so I think I would have wanted some more of that, but I did like, um, I liked Fasto's perspective in the flashbacks too, how we kind of get to see how he wants to help the humans develop, but
Yeah.
Ajax is kind of like, pushes him back a bit sometimes, and it's like that's a bit too much. They're not ready for that
Yeah.
yet. And then obviously there's the whole Hiroshima
Exactly.
um
And that
part,
was
which
really one of the standout scenes for his like emotional thing.
was
He was on screen for like maybe 30 seconds in that scene, but the weight of his performance. God, oh my god, he's so
and
amazing.
that's Brian Tyree Henry in a
Exactly.
nutshell. If you have not seen If Beale Street Could Talk, he gives the one of the best supporting acting performances I have ever seen in such a short amount of time. He comes in the movie for maybe maybe 10 minutes,
Mhm.
maybe 10-15 minutes, kills it. Amazing.
Ah,
Amazing. He's just so good in supporting roles, and he's had like one movie where he had a lead role and it was just not good.
mm.
Um but yeah, he does a great job, and that scene specifically, the Hiroshima scene, is like um yeah, that one really packs a punch, and you just kind of see how he just gives up,
Yeah,
on humanity. He's just like, y'all are horrible people, and he's right.
exactly.
I mean,
I mean, he's
he's
really
right.
not wrong. And that's the thing. I think a lot of the best parts of the Eternals as characters is like they all have their own different kind of ideas and whatnot, their
Yes.
different strengths. And I think that makes them really relatable in a sense,
Yeah.
despite being literal fucking gods, by the way. Like
Mm-hmm.
despite that, they exhibit these very human flaws and stuff like that. I don't
Right.
know. Like I had a wording for it before and now I just kind of lost it. But
Mm.
yeah, I mean like especially like Fastos in his situation, like he had the opportunity to help humanity, but then he also watched humanity destroy itself with the
Yeah.
technology he helped provide. So it's like, well, fuck me, Like what the fuck is
Right.
wrong with them? And I think that does a really good job on that.
Yeah. And I think going back to what you were saying with like, they've all got their different kind of ideologies. It does make the movie really interesting because, um, I don't think, and I was talking to my friend about this after we finished the movie, but I was like, I don't know that I feel like there were too many like objectively bad characters in the movie.
Yeah,
Like,
no.
besides maybe I would say Icarus. I feel like
Yeah.
Icarus might have just been bad. Um, and not even just completely bad because I do understand. The reason why I think Icarus and I think Icarus might be the only bad character is because he one obviously kills Ajax.
Yeah.
Come on. There was nothing that was gonna redeem him from doing that. And I feel like that's mainly the main thing is that he killed Ajax and he lied about it. Now
Yeah.
I think I'm not even gonna be mad at him for wanting to follow what the Celestials put them there for. Because I can understand, and you even see it with like what Kingo says when he decides
Yeah.
that he's just gonna leave at the end, where he was just like,
But I'm not
"All
going
right,
to kill you all for it.
right." He was like, "But I'm not gonna kill you all for it, but I do understand. Like, if we, for example, try to stop this celestial, then that's just gonna
That's
mean that
billions
there
of
are
more
billions of
lives.
lives."
Yeah.
Right. So it's like, okay, I understand that too. And I don't think the deviants were bad either because the only reason that they're killing people in the first place is because
They
they
were
got
created
put
to
there
kill
to do
people.
that.
Yeah.
And then, the Celestials, I can't remember what the main Celestial we
Oh,
were.
Irisham.
Yeah, Irisham, because he messed up. Like he messed up.
Yeah.
And that was the deviants. Like they weren't made properly. And then, they were just trying to they're just put there doing what they were supposed to do, and then
Yeah.
so I can't say the deviants were evil either. I don't think the Celestials were evil either.
I mean,
Ajax, you could
the
argue,
Celestials could have a slightly more sustainable birthing process, if we're being honest. Like, maybe they don't have to destroy an entire
Destroy it.
planet when they're born. Like, I don't know.
It's possible.
It's
That
kind of
would definitely-
selfish. If
that
you
would
want to
make
think of it
things a
from
lot easier.
from a utilitarian perspective, it's like one life versus billions of lives on a planet. I mean,
It is, but how
But it
much
is a life
does
that can
how much is
create
a
life.
celestial life worth compared to?
see, now we're getting into moral ethics and stuff like that.
This is a very ethical Eternals review, but
Yeah.
I feel like it's a movie that sparks ethical discussion.
No, it definitely does. Because, I mean, I feel like this is Civil War from an ethical and theological perspective,
Yeah.
but done better, I feel. Because I feel like Civil War is a little one-sided.
Yeah, I can see that. I think I feel like maybe and I think Civil War definitely could have done a better job with making you feel like want to what's what I'm looking for? Like
Want to
you
see
want to
both
feel
sides.
like you have both sides. Yeah. And you kind of don't feel that with Civil War.
Yeah, and that's the thing is, like, in pure concept, I can understand and feel both sides. However,
Right.
the way it's framed in the movie, it's like just Tony's an asshole.
Right. And at least with this movie, it's like, yeah, Icarus is
A piece
also
of shit.
horrible, but I also do see
The
where he's
point,
coming
especially
from.
like with Kingo and whatnot.
Right. But dude, you killed Salma Hayek.
Yeah,
Who-
that's where
I'm
we draw
never
the
gonna
line,
forgive
buddy.
you. I am
That's where we
never
draw
gonna
the
forgive
line.
you. I will never forgive you for that.
No, that's unacceptable.
Yeah, that was just straight up unacceptable. But I do really like the kind of moral and ethical questions that it raises, which is really great. And so
It's literally trolley problem, by the way. Like this
It
this is the trolley
is.
problem on a intergalactic scale,
right,
which I think
right.
it's fun. It's fun to like posthumize over it or whatever the fucking word. I'm like,
Yeah, I
I'm
was
pulling
like, I
out
don't know if
dictionary
that's-
words
That I don't think that was the word.
to think
but,
about. Postulate, is that the word? I don't fucking-
postulate. That sounds correct.
That sounds correct.
Postumize is
Yeah.
like a
Yeah, posthumous. Yeah, okay,
Yeah,
I got it.
no.
Postulate. Let me look up the definition.
There you go.
Postulate.
Well,
Let
you
me
do
stop
that.
using words that I don't know.
I'm gonna talk about Chloe and
Yes.
her direction and cinematography. And it was so funny because I remember seeing people like tweet about or like talk about the movie beforehand from the trailers and be like, "Oh, did they forget to turn the lights on?" Like,
Shut the fuck up.
but
Shut the
Yeah.
fuck up.
it's just like, I really appreciate it. And I will say it does look different. I don't
It
know.
does.
I won't say that it feels entirely different. I can understand like why people would say maybe it feels different, but it does look different. And I think that is because of the natural lighting. And I think
Yeah.
specifically I'll say the scene where they're in the forest, I feel like that that scene, like there were certain shots I was like, okay, this doesn't feel like a shot from an MCU movie,
Yeah.
And I thought that was really cool. Obviously, we love Chloe over here, big fans.
Of course. Big fans.
So I really like what she brought to the cinematography.
I think the colors are also really beautiful. One thing I will say that's very like a Chloe-ism is there was a lot of use of silhouettes, and I think that's why people were like, "Oh, did they forget to turn the lights on?" But where like the background is colorful and not necessarily bright, but like you can see it. But the characters that are supposed to be in focus are a little bit darker. Like I can't think of an exact scene with the characters, but I know there's one with Icarus where it's shot like that, and then obviously the shot with Ajax house as well. Like there was that one. That was like literally like this is a rip from Nomadland exactly. Like
No,
this is
the shots
straight
with
out of it.
with the when she's riding the horse and everything. It's like
and the
this
long
looks-
shots. It's just
very
fantastic.
very delicious, Chloe.
Yum yum.
Love it. As far as the direction itself, I feel like I didn't come away from it feeling too strongly about the direction, like in either a negative or a positive way. Like I thought it was fine. I don't think it was, and I feel like in terms of direction, at least, there are a decent amount of Marvel movies where I feel like I don't know that I necessarily am like, wow, that was a very strongly directed film.
Yeah.
Obviously there are your like I remember watching Black Panther and being like, this was a well directed movie. Like, and that's particularly standing out. But in this movie, I don't know that I feel so strongly about it. I do think Chloe did a great job. But in a lot of ways it is hard still to kind of take out of the frame of mind that this is still a Chloe Zhao film. Because I've seen what she's capable of bringing out of actors and non-actors, especially in Nomadland.
Oh yeah, exactly.
But I mean, everyone in this movie is kind of already seasoned,
Yeah. So it's not like she has to do that much.
Yeah, so she's like not trying to really bring anything out of them. But yeah, I think it was fine. I feel like in the third act, like we talked about, it got a little bit wonky. For me, once they're kind of there near the volcano and the whole fight scene, kind of everything going down there.
Yeah.
It's kind of I feel like it could have been a little bit stronger. I also there was some stuff that didn't entirely feel like character things. Like, for example, Sprite stabbing Cersei. I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa. Like, I know she was really all in for Icarus, which is another thing I kind of had.
Yeah, okay. I was about to say, like, the Peter Pan line that was like thrown in, I feel like, to make that scene make sense.
Yep.
It just still doesn't. And like I understand Sprite's gripe about like not being able to grow up or whatever. Like that makes perfect sense. That is a great motivation. That is a fantastic motivation.
Yes.
But I love Icarus. Ooh. Like that doesn't make sense. That was so that was so shoehorned in.
It was very shoehorned in, and it didn't like there wasn't a way if they hadn't explicitly told us, like if they hadn't had a line in there where it was like, can't you tell she loves Icarus or whatever?
Yeah.
It's like, okay, or like, you know, the Peter Pan thing.
Yeah, there were
I
two
would
lines setting that up and nothing to kind of reinforce that throughout the movie.
Right. And I feel like
except
it's
for when she
always
left with him. Like that's it.
right. And I feel like just like one of the, I don't know, film major here, one of the first rules in filmmaking they tell you is like try to, and even just not even just filmmaking, but storytelling in general,
Mhm.
you try to show, not tell.
Exactly.
So, you know, it would have been really nice to kind of see Sprite maybe, I don't know, whether it be in flashbacks or in present day to
Yeah,
kind of show
flashbacks would have
her.
been a great way to do that.
Yeah, they could have done that in the flashbacks to kind of show
Exactly.
her being jealous
Of
of Cersei, but
Yeah.
we didn't really get any of that. And if they hadn't said anything before, I would have never picked up on it because there's
Exactly.
nothing there for you to like. There's no reason for you to pick up on it because there's literally
Yeah,
like
there's no
nothing in the
teeth to
movie.
it. Like it just
Yeah,
it just felt like a throwaway line that like eventually paid off, but there
right.
was nothing to build us to that payoff.
Yeah,
other than
and
the
we
two
don't even
throwaway
get like
lines.
it doesn't even. I don't know. Like Sprite doesn't even seem to hate Cersei that much
Yeah.
before Icarus shows up, or you know, at any other point in the movie. Like I don't know.
Yeah,
They
like she
seem to
went to
get
go
along
see
fine.
her because she thought she was lonely, but like I think they could have played something off with that too.
Yeah,
Like have made it like, oh, maybe she didn't go because she was lonely. She went because she wanted to keep Icarus away from her or some shit. I don't fucking know. I don't know.
yeah, yeah.
I don't know.
It was that whole story didn't work for me,
Yeah, no.
unfortunately.
Definitely not.
So
I completely forgot about it though. Thanks for reminding me.
No, yeah, I remember that, and I was like, that didn't work for me.
I will say one of my favorite scenes though was Fastos putting Icarus in his place. That was very
Oh.
satisfying.
You
That's-
know,
and
it
you
was
could-
nice.
You could tell he enjoyed that. Like that was, I don't know, like I felt that one from him.
Here's the thing, and I actually I actually had a critique of that moment after I
Really?
saw it. Because one, the dialogue was kind of cringy to me, only because he was like, Icarus, like I've been waiting to clip your wings for a long time.
Oh, come on.
And I was
That's
like,
easy though. Like they had to do that.
It was the lowest hanging fruit.
But they
I was
had
like,
to do
come on.
that.
And
Like,
it also
come
just
on.
clicked. It also just clicked for me that he flew into the sun at the end of the movie.
Yeah, that was.
God, that just clicked for me.
Oh
That
God,
just-
that did just click. What the fuck? Oh fuck, we're stupid. This whole review is trash now.
Wow.
Oh
Okay.
God.
See, the Icarus puns, everything with Icarus kind of cringe to me.
That
Kinda
one,
cringe.
yeah, that was pretty bad. I was like, oh, he killed himself because he's sad. Aw.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah,
oh God, yeah, that's pretty bad. That's pretty bad.
You flew into the sun, really?
Yeah, but okay.
I'm sorry.
But the clip your wings thing, that was like, while cringe, it was kind of necessary. Like, let's be honest. They had to. They
I
had to.
guess.
They had to.
guess.
I just enjoyed watching Fastos fuck him up. That was
That
enjoyable
was
to
nice.
me.
I love me some Fastos. It would have been nice to see Kingo at some point in any capacity.
Yeah, he
in that,
wasn't.
like, third
he
act
just
there.
wasn't there until like the very end, which sucked. But like,
Yeah,
I mean, it made sense because he wasn't wanting to fight them. But you know, it
right.
sucks. It would have been nice to see him. But oh, and also
yeah.
the driver, he was really funny. I loved him.
The driver was funny.
Everyone in
he
my
had a-
theater loved him.
No,
He
yeah,
was
it
so
was
fucking
he was
funny.
great.
How many
time.
cameras do you have? Ah, so good.
That was.
Did
And
you
you know
get
what? I
that?
do
Yes,
like-
I did, sir.
I do like that they gave him a moment at the end too that was kind of
Yes.
emotional, because I really liked him and I was like, man, they're just gonna make like, I mean, he was mostly just like, you know, for comedic relief, but I did really appreciate that he got a moment at the end
Oh
where
yeah.
he was just like, thank you all
Thank
for,
you
like,
all for everything you've
for
done.
humanity."
Exactly.
I was like,
That was so
kind
beautiful.
of getting me.
I'm gonna keep it honest. I had more emotional involvement with him than Kit Harington's character. Like, what the
Wow.
fuck?
Yeah. No, yeah, you're
It's
right. And I
true because
mean,
it's like he was there more. He had more screen time, and he was like
he
he
did.
was a lovable guy. And then
He
that
did.
scene did almost break me. I'm not even gonna lie.
No, 100%. Like I was kind of like, man, this, that was
Fuck,
getting me.
I
And
don't want him to die. And
and I
just the
think
relationship he
I
had with
didn't.
Kingo too, like
It was great.
it was
It was
great.
great.
That was a fantastic bromance.
But yeah, getting into Kit Harington's character, I mean, I genuinely thought he would be in more of the movie.
Yeah, he
Um,
was pretty much like every time there was like the posters, it would say Kit Harington, which like yeah, he's a big name. Of course, you're gonna
right.
advertise
And
that.
I mean, the thing is, obviously, we knew he wasn't one of the Eternals, but it's
Yeah.
still like, all right. I mean, it's Kit Harington, so he's probably gonna show up a decent amount in the movie.
Yeah,
And
but he's more of a setup in this.
he's more of a setup, is the thing. And
yeah,
it's like,
and we can get into the
okay.
post credit scene a bit, which I
Right.
will say
which
it was a very
that-
obscure post credit scene because like the people I
was?
was around did not get it.
yeah,
and
no
I
one
didn't
else
either.
around me got it. Oh, really?
I didn't get it. Yeah, no. See, that's the thing is I wasn't super familiar with the comic source material of Black Knight. Yeah, Kit Harington's character is Black Knight, by the way.
Yeah.
Dane
And
Whitman.
the thing
If you didn't
is-
get that from the name, I feel like a lot of people probably were talking about that because his name
Right.
was already like out there. But
And
yeah.
the thing is, I didn't get that part of it. Like I didn't know who his character was or like
Oh,
who he was
okay.
in the comics or anything. It was just once he was like, well, first I was upset because at the end, he's kind of like,
Oh yeah,
I just found out something.
some
about
family
my
history.
And then, the last shot is Kit Harington and it holds on him for a while. And I'm like, oh, he's about to just like, he's going to transform. He's going to do something and then it just ends.
Ah,
And
that
I
was
like,
so like
no,
I feel like this is gonna sound super appropriate. I was being edged so hard in that scene,
Yeah,
bro.
no.
I was being edged so fucking hard, and I was like,
yeah.
"What?
Like
What?"
you could
And
just feel like everyone was just like, oh
Yeah.
my God, like what's he about to do? Like what's he
Yeah.
about to do? And
Nothing.
Then
No,
it just
but-
ends.
But even with that final scene, back to Fastos, like that was the one thing I was like, no, he doesn't get to be with his family. What the fuck? That's what I was upset about.
Yeah.
I was like, are
That
you
is sad.
fucking shitting me right now?
Yeah.
But Eternals
So
2 on the way, I suppose.
yes, so happy. I was worried that maybe, the performance of this movie
Mhm.
might be a hindrance and may cause
I-
Marvel to like
I
step
hope
back
not.
a bit. Or well, I guess not even the performance because we don't know how it'll perform yet, but at least the
The
critical,
reception. Yeah. I
which
don't know. I feel
still,
like
I
they
don't
haven't
know what
been
everyone's
super-
smoking.
yeah, that's
Um,
smoking on that weird pack.
yeah, but yeah, no, that was sad.
Yeah, I was very upset about that. But I mean, it's nice to see that there's going to be a second part, supposedly, because obviously we got in the mid-credit scene the spoiler we all got thanks to fucking Variety Guy, Harry Styles as Eros, brother of Thanos.
And it's so frustrating because while I was watching it, I was like, also, hold up, the little guy was
Pip the
what's
Troll.
his name? Yes, Pip the Troll. Well, he was voiced by
Patton Oswalt.
Patton Oswalt. Yeah, I couldn't remember his name. I was like, oh, okay,
That was
that's cool.
I really liked that. That was cool.
But I was so upset, not only just because I found out it's spoiler, but I think because the way that they revealed it in the movie was really cool.
Yeah,
Like,
it would have been so awesome
would've
to
been
just experience.
Yeah,
But
'cause I
fucking
would've-
Variety Guy.
I would have, because I know just the way he kind of like walks out of the shadows,
Yeah.
it would have just been like, and
Oh
honestly,
shit.
yeah, honestly, Harry looked really good.
He did.
Looked
No,
really good.
I'll admit, I'm not even like that huge of a hairy guy, but I was like, good looking
Okay.
dude. And it fits, he's supposed to be Eros,
Mhm.
like in the source material, he's like very seductive and whatnot.
Right.
The hot
Yeah.
Thanos,
I'm here for it. I'm
exactly.
here for it.
And supposedly he signed a 5-movie deal. Yeah. I don't know if that's just rumors or something, but supposedly 5 fucking movies. I'm thinking he'll show up in Guardians 3. I'm
Yeah.
thinking
Yeah.
like they're kind of and I think fuck, I was going to say something. Fuck, I got so lost, but
Mm,
yeah, I think they're going to kind of set up the Eternals and like with Adam Warlock going to be in Guardians 3, like they're kind of setting up that new space team,
yeah.
Cuz
For
isn't
sure.
Guardians 3 supposed to be the last one?
It's the end of the trilogy.
It's the end of the trilogy,
So
but
I don't
like
know
yeah.
what that means for anything going forward, but
Yeah.
it's the end of this Guardians trilogy, and I guess we'll just have to kind of see what comes after.
I do remember what someone had said that why Eternals was gonna be like a one-off thing was that
Mm,
like how are you going to have these mega powered gods just roaming around Earth? I forgot who it was exactly, but they said like they're all gonna die in this movie and it's gonna be a one-off. Which,
no,
thankfully it wasn't that, but it
right,
made sense like thinking about it ahead before seeing the movie. It made
right. And
sense.
I feel like they can definitely keep them around because I mean, like, yeah, they're Eternals, but like, they're not like Thor strong, you know?
I mean,
Like, I mean, they're pretty strong, but like, I mean,
Cersei fucking froze a celestial. What do you mean?
she did. Okay, that's Cersei. That's Cersei.
Yeah.
But like, you're telling me Thor's. I'm sorry to do this. Thor's gonna take Fastos in 2 seconds. Like, he is. He's taking
Probably,
Fastos
but I
out.
mean, like, if we're
Like,
talking like the main folk, like, I think Dina could go toe to toe with Thor. Would probably still lose, but she could she
yeah.
could combat him.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Gilgamesh, but I think he could have taken
R.I.P.
him too.
Gilgamesh. He could have gone probably toe to toe with Hulk.
Yeah, no,
He could have gone
definitely he
toe-to-toe
could
with
have. Easy,
Hulk.
easily.
Yeah.
And
But
then Icarus, obviously, I mean, he's dead now, but
I mean, he's dead.
oh, the
Flew too close to the
Superman
sun.
line. The Superman line. What the
Oh
fuck?
yeah. Yeah. That was
DC
interesting.
Comics are canon in the MCU.
In MCU, Chloe really said, "I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't."
It's
care."
which is like
Nice.
it's not like a crazy fucking notion that like,
Right,
we
right,
would
right.
still have comic series
And they said something about Batman too.
in this movie, right? What was that
Yeah.
one?
I can't remember, but I remember there was something said about Batman.
I'm gonna
Um,
commit that to memory.
maybe
when I
I'm
watch it
making this
today.
up.
Maybe.
But yeah. Also, we need to circle back to the Kit Harington post-credit scene because
Okay, yes.
you skipped the biggest reveal in that scene.
Yeah.
Which was
He's Black
literally
Knight.
and no, not that. It's literally
I know.
Mahershala Ali.
It was Mahershala Ali. I couldn't tell. I was like
No.
trying to figure out who it was, and like I was looking up online. No one could figure it out. That's Mahershala?
Yes, and you know what? No one
Let's
else in my theater.
Go!
Literally, I was
Let's
like,
go!
because the thing is, I was like, I would recognize his voice anywhere. And other people were like, in the theater, like, who was that? Was that the Watcher? Who was that? Da, 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 da. And I was like, that. Like the second I heard it, I was like, oh my god, that's Mahershala Ali. That's
Dude,
literally
you know
Mahershala
what?
Ali.
I feel like Mahershala has like too dynamic of a voice. Like I've heard him in so many different things. It's so hard to fucking
Man,
tell which
I
one's
was-
which. Or like
I
to tell
was-
it's him. But oh my god.
I was on it. Also, because the thing is, it started getting really dark, and I was like, this feels like, because like I don't know. Obviously, I don't know anything about the character of the Black Knight, but I was like, oh, it's like I don't know what the words on the little box said, like death something something something. I was like, oh, this is getting a little
I was
dark.
like, Mephisto?
So so I was like, wherever we're taking this, it's gonna be a little bit dark.
Yeah.
And so I was like, Blade? I was already in my head like, Blade?
Maybe you were
Maybe?
psyching yourself
And
up
then-
for it.
And then I heard his voice and I was like, yeah. But then everyone was like, no, that was definitely the Watcher. That was definitely Jeffrey Wright. And I was like, that was definitely Mahershala Ali. Which makes sense because they're gonna need to start setting that up anyway. It is interesting though why they wouldn't have chosen to show him.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh, they're about to turn around and do the Blade reveal. But
That
they
would've
didn't
been
do the
so
Blade
dope.
reveal. That would have been so dope.
Mhm.
But yeah,
all I'm seeing is that Moon Knight could introduce Blade on here.
They could do that. I'm wondering. I am like I'm literally 100% positive that was Mahershala Ali. Like, it, it was, it just was.
Mm.
Um, yeah. So,
I don't know. I'm putting a pin in that to see if that's true, but I don't know.
all right,
We'll see when I
you
go
put a
tonight.
pin in it. You put a pin
I'm
in
putting
it.
a pin in it.
I know Mahershala Ali's voice like the back of my hand. How many times have I seen Moonlight? I couldn't tell you.
I guess that's fair. Then. No, he didn't have a Puerto Rican accent in this. I couldn't tell.
Oh yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah.
Um, no, yeah, and it makes sense also, just because, yeah, like I said, they're gonna have to start setting that up.
Yeah, because that's
Sometime
supposed to
soon.
be coming pretty soon up the pipeline. Like I want to say 2023. I don't know if
Yeah, I don't
it's
know if it has
is
a release
specifically
date
slated
yet,
but
it's
like
probably one of those untitled.
yeah, I would assume
Um,
it's 2023. Like that makes the most sense.
yeah. Um,
That and Fantastic Four, they got to start setting that up too.
I gotta start setting that up too. I don't know
Yeah.
how they're gonna introduce that. Um,
But
but
no, that's exciting. I think and one thing that I've seen about Kit Harington's Black Knight is that like there's a lot of different places he could show up next.
mm,
Like he could
mhm,
show up in Secret Invasion, he could show up in like a bunch of other things. So
yeah,
who knows? And
he
apparently
could.
he's pretty closely related. Dane Whitman specifically as Black Knight is pretty closely related to the fight against Kang. So obviously they're building that up.
Oh,
So he kind of
yeah.
leads into that. But and also his uncle was originally the Black Knight, hence the line about the estranged uncle.
Mm-hmm.
Boom, boom. That's the family history.
There you
So,
go.
yeah,
Like that.
that's
That'll be definitely very interesting to see.
yeah,
I am interested to see. I feel like lots of people aren't going to um pick up on that post credit scene, especially the Mahershala part. Because literally, the thing is, I haven't seen
Yeah,
anyone
no
talk
one
about
online
who
has
that
talked
voice
about that.
was in general.
Post
Um,
something on Reddit, dude. You gotta be quick. Remember my whole thing about Lil Nas X being canon in the MCU?
That is true.
You
That
gotta
is
be
true.
quick, dude. You gotta be quick.
Someone else is gonna pick up on that, because I'm like, okay, so the guy, the variety guy, wanted to spoil Harry Styles, but didn't want to spoil Mahershala Ali as Blade.
Yeah, I just think no one knows his voice like you do,
Which is so weird to me.
dude.
Maybe there aren't. Maybe there were no
gotta
black
say
critics that
something.
were invited to the red
Probably
carpet.
Probably not. Variety guy is just a white dude, so
He's just an annoying white dude.
yeah.
God.
Fuck that guy.
But yeah, I was really, whenever I was doing my rating for the movie, I was really between 3.5, 4. I was really stuck between those two.
Yeah, I'm gonna
honestly,
solidify my number after this viewing, but I'm like,
yeah.
kinda in
I'm
the same
thinking,
boat.
I don't know. After sitting here and talking about it a little more, I honestly, like, I'm starting to like it more.
Mhm. Which is
just as- and-
surprising because like usually we rip on stuff pretty hard and we end up liking it. Like that's how this podcast
Yeah.
always goes. We rip into everything we did not like about something,
That is true.
but then at the end we're like, oh no, we still loved it. It was fantastic.
yeah, and I mean, we did get into some of the stuff that we didn't like. Like, I'm still, that Icarus stuff makes me
Yeah.
so is cringe. It
Dina,
was
drop the A. That was
Yeah, there were some. That's another thing. There were some cringe lines of dialogue in this movie.
yeah, no.
And,
It was
like,
it was
I
definitely
feel like
some cringe.
more. There were maybe more cringe lines than your normal Marvel movie.
Yeah.
Um,
But I mean
and
they're
this one.
7,000 years old. Like come on.
yeah, that's why you're gonna be like,
Dude,
the humor's
that's-
dated. That's
I was
what
gonna
it
say that's
is."
next level dad jokes. What do you mean?
Oh my god, that's what it is.
That's
That's
like-
why.
Ultimate level dad jokes. Imagine being alive for 7,000 years. Do you want to know the type of dad jokes you
Wow.
could tell?
And Kingo's just the cool uncle.
Yeah,
That's-
he's cool uncle.
got you.
No, he's the great grandson. that was
That's
that was
right.
a really
that was a good bit.
that was a good bit. It was like, no, this is my great grandfather. This is my
That was
great.
so good.
I was
so
gonna like,
good.
okay, that's how you're getting away with it.
Yeah, that was
That's
great.
good. No,
that was
that's
great.
good.
But
And
yeah,
no one picked up on the fact that they look exactly alike.
no one ever could get them all in the same room.
Yeah.
No one.
Oh man,
Nothing.
he died. Well, there's a
Here's
his
the other one
son-
that's here, right? Exact
Yeah,
same age.
at the
looks
exact
exactly the
same
same.
time. I
Oh, God.
I wonder how they could conceivably do that. Like they could say like,
Mm.
oh, Kingo the First died at the age of 40, and then oh, his son's like 8 years old, and then 22 years later, Kingo the Second comes back. Like you would just have that much
That's
time
a
in
lot.
between.
I
Like that's
mean,
the only thing that
maybe.
makes sense. Other
There's
than
no
they're literally
logistically-
cloning him.
Logistically, it's hard to think about.
Yeah,
For the purposes of the joke,
it's funny. No,
great.
it's fucking hilarious.
So good.
I wanna watch the documentary now. The
I was
Eternals
thinking the
documentary.
same thing. I was thinking the same thing when I was watching it. I was like, you know what they need to do on the physical release? They need to have the documentary.
Yes. Yes.
That would be so good.
That'd be so fucking funny. Oh
so
my
good.
god. I would die if I got to see that. Especially the one shot, you know, it's like, did you get the shot?
Yeah.
That one. I want to see that from his perspective.
It was
So
nice.
good.
It was nice. Trying to think if there's anything I didn't really hit.
Yeah.
but
Gilgamesh's death was very sad.
That was very sad. I was not ready to see him go. I
Yeah.
do appreciate though. That is one thing about this movie. I appreciate that although it was sad to see that death. It was also sad to see Salma Hayek's death. It
Yeah.
made the stakes feel very real.
Exactly. No.
And it did make me feel like, okay, any one of y'all could go. That's one of the things in like superhero movies. It's like, all
Yeah,
right.
they're
It's
not
like,
gonna die.
no one's gonna die here.
Yeah.
Or if
But
they
when you
do
kill
die,
the
they're gonna
top
find some way to
dog,
resurrect them.
Like when
Yeah.
you kill the top dog, that's when stakes are fucking serious. And that's
Right.
a good way to set up the deviants as like a big deal.
And
And
a
like
decent
I'll
threat.
even admit, like I was slightly surprised. Like I was sussed out about Icarus, obviously, because he was a very suspicious character from the beginning. And you know, in a way that was
not sussed out at all.
that was like pretty well written, honestly. Like he was a little suspicious.
All
You
right.
gotta admit. But I was still surprised when he went through and he killed Ajax. Like that, I was like, okay, I didn't know he could do that.
He's gone off the deep end. He's done.
Yeah.
Also, whenever he first pushed Ajax, I was like, is she gonna die because she fell off a cliff?
No.
I was like, is that how she's gonna die?
No,
I was
she
like,
did
okay.
superhero pose.
All right. I was
She did
like,
superhero
is she
pose.
she stuck the superhero landing. Yeah,
Exactly.
She got it.
She didn't do the hair
Um,
flip back though. For shame.
No, she didn't. But
I really wish she
yeah.
didn't have to die to
He didn't.
perpetuate the plot, but
sucks.
yeah,
Really
it does suck. But
But hopefully, I don't know. We could maybe still see her in some flashbacks, depending.
I don't know. Sprite could. Oh wait, no, she's not. She's not a super powered anymore. That's
She's
right.
not.
She's a human.
I don't know if we would see
Wait,
Sprite
okay,
anymore.
hold on. There were 3 people that were taken by Irishim at the end.
Yes.
There's Phastos, Cersei. Who was the last one? Oh, Kingo, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Kingo.
Okay, yeah, because I didn't get a good look at it.
It was pretty fast. I will say the ending kind of
Yeah, it
was,
went like that. I was like, whoa, we're packing a lot of shit into 20 seconds here. Hold on.
Yeah, it was a lot to take in.
Yeah.
So definitely second watch is gonna do that.
Yeah.
You'll have yours tonight. I'll have mine on Sunday.
Yes.
Hopefully, I'll have some more solidified thoughts. But as of right now, really like the movie.
Yeah. I'm
It's
telling
great.
you, post the post about Mahershala Ali. Post it before I post this episode because then someone else is gonna take credit for it.
Yeah,
You
I don't
gotta
know
be
how no
quick.
one's picking up on this, but
Dude, I'm telling you, you've got maybe like what? So 6 o'clock is probably the earliest screening on the East Coast. You've got like 3 hours. You've
okay.
got 3 hours at best to post it before people
Yeah.
start to see it. So
Yeah.
I would recommend saying something.
All right.
Yeah. But
Well, I think that's going to conclude our review.
yes, that's our review. And I suppose we can quickly shoot off our thoughts on the things we enjoyed this week.
Oh.
I've been meaning to watch The Harder They Fall. I've been meaning to, and I will
yeah.
probably give that a shot tonight if I get the
Mhm.
chance, but we'll see.
Yeah.
So I didn't really get to watch much of anything else. Oh, I did watch Coco this past weekend because of course I did.
Nice.
Dia de los Muertos, you know, it was fitting, and that
Love a
movie
good
still
Coco
hits.
moment.
That movie still bangs always.
Yes.
So good. So good. Aside from that, I did go to see Last Night in Soho. I did watch that. And I thought that was pretty fine. Pretty fine.
Really?
Yeah, no, I enjoyed a decent bit of it. It was, albeit in my mind, very predictable.
Mhm.
And I guess no, I won't spoil anything. It's the twists are pretty predictable. Not gonna lie. I know you did.
Not good.
I know you.
Unfortunately, really wanted to love it.
Yeah, I know. Not enough Anya. Sorry, bud.
Not enough. No, literally, there literally was not enough Anya. Like they're literally what? Like
That's
I'm not
the
even
only
trying
reason
to be,
he doesn't like it. By the way, guys,
I'm literally not even trying to be like, that.
It's not an Anya
fan.
Taylor-Joy movie, though.
But how do you? I'm not even gonna get into it. I'm not even gonna get into it. That's not the only reason I don't like the movie.
That is the only reason he doesn't like it. By the way.
God.
Anyway, in terms of music, this single from like the League of Legends thing with Imagine Dragons and Jid isn't bad.
No,
it's not bad.
no.
Jid's part's not bad.
You know what's wild? I was like, Jid is literally trying to follow this, follow Kendrick's formula down to a T. You know, he's got the Imagine Dragons feature.
He's doing good. He has the Dua Lipa, Doja Cat,
which you could say is Taylor Swift adjacent.
Yeah, no, she's. I would argue obviously Taylor Swift is the Taylor Swift of today, right? But she's on par to becoming the Taylor Swift of today. Like she's one of the biggest pop stars.
She's on her way.
Exactly. No, but it's fine. It's fine. And Jid,
it's fine.
It's fine for League of Legends, okay? You have to keep that in mind. It's for fucking League of Legends.
I'm
the
pretty
Denzel one?
No, I think there's like a Kenny Mason track that came out like a few months ago.
For League of Legends?
For League of Legends. Maybe it was a different video game.
Yeah, I feel like you're wrong. But I mean, Riot Games, the game studio that makes League of Legends and Valorant and games of that sort. They're always they have a pretty good music department. Not even gonna lie.
Let's see. Oh no, it is League of Legends.
Really?
Yeah.
How did
League
I
of
not
Legends
catch that one?
Kenny Mason.
Wow. Okay,
That track is actually good.
I'll need to check that one out. Well, is it just Kenny Mason? Is that why?
No, it's Foreign Air. I don't know who they are.
Oh, I don't know.
Foreign Air, Kenny Mason, and League of Legends.
Send that my way. I'm too lazy to look it up.
Yeah.
But speaking of Kenny Mason, Anemic with that Kenny Mason feature.
Oh yeah.
I thought was pretty solid as well. Finally got around to the Amine single. Thought that one was really good. This Mick Jenkins album, honestly though, like it's starting to grow on me a bit more. I didn't love it as much when I first listened to it, but it's pretty fucking good.
I need to listen to it. I'm actually planning on listening to it today.
It's not quite The Waters, but it's still pretty good.
Gotcha.
Let's see here. Oh God, yeah, just a lot of stuff that I didn't like. There we go. The Megan Thee Stallion. I don't know if it's a mixtape or an album, but something for the hotties. I thought it was a really good return to form. I liked it. I liked it a lot.
Nice.
It was very solid. I think we were struggling a bit with some lackluster Megan projects, but this was a real return to form, and I thought it was fantastic. Let's see here. And this new single from Beach Bunny, Oxygen, I thought was really good, and I'm getting really excited for what they're gonna do next on what I'd assume is they'd release a project this year. So we will see. Didn't love most of the bonus tracks from You See For Yourself Deluxe, but Dinner Date with Trippie Redd, surprisingly enough, I enjoyed quite a bit, just like Martin already heard. Puerto Rico's fine. And then obviously we got Serial on there, which, is a fantastic fucking song.
Yep.
And we finally got Evil Twin on streaming services. It's mixed a little weird though.
I heard the mix is weird. I didn't even listen to it.
Yeah. I mean, it's not, I will say it's mixed weirder than the copy that I downloaded off YouTube, which is odd enough, but Yeah, the mixing is really off, but it's nice to have it on there at least. And it's slightly extended, like they just add another instance of the chorus. That's it.
Oh,
And
all
I don't
right.
think the Pirates Pleasant beat tag was on the original mix.
No, I
Oh,
don't think it was.
and this new like Reason EP
Oh yeah,
with like
dive into that too.
yeah, it's the credits on it are weird because it credits like Wale and Benny the Butcher on all of them, but
Mm,
Benny's only on the last one, and I think I only heard Wale on the second one. He might have been on
got
all of
you.
them. It was hard to catch, but I was just scrambling
Mm-hmm.
to finish that before this morning. I thought it was pretty solid. I think a lot of the performances are pretty dope on there. Isaiah Rashad does his thing, and
Mm-hmm.
Benny does his thing on the third track as well, 12 a.m. in Atlanta. So, yeah, that
Nice.
is mine. What about you, friend?
Um, don't think I have as much as you because I legitimately have had pretty busy past week. I did
Oh, yeah.
not listen to really anything this week.
Damn.
Um, yeah, I heard the new Charlie XCX single that came out today.
Oh.
That was not bad. Not bad. I
Mm-hmm.
think she's going in an interesting direction for this new album, a more accessible direction for this album. But
Right.
I think this new song, it's called New Shapes, has Christine the Queens and Caroline Polachek, is good. Definitely, I like it more than good ones. So
Right.
yeah. And also, ASAP Rocky's Sandman, which is a new track that's on
The
the
Live Love
whatchamacallit.
ASAP
Yeah,
reissue.
Live Love ASAP that
Yeah.
came to streaming services, which nice to have that album on
Yeah, no, definitely.
streaming. There are some of the tracks that are kind of mixed weird.
Right.
But yeah, super cool to have that. And
I'm happy
Sandman,
to see we're
this song
getting
was
some of these
out.
mixtapes on streaming.
Yeah, for sure. And like
Fingers crossed
this,
they're better off dead.
we'll see. Sandman, it's weird because this song I'm pretty sure was released as like an NFT song like earlier this
Really?
year. Um, yeah, which I mean is stupid because NFTs.
I'm so
But
tired of NFTs, dude. I'm
yeah, I
so
mean, cool that
fucking tired.
it's on streaming services now. I heard it a while ago, but yeah, now it's on streaming services. It's a good track. Sounds like
Mm.
old Rocky. As far as stuff that I watched, I started watching Mythic Quest on Apple TV Plus.
Oh, wow. How is
Um,
that?
it's not bad. It's really not bad. I think I kind of I'm back on my binge. Like I feel like I'm back in those days because I finished season one. And I'm on season two now. I feel like season one, it's good. Like this show is pretty critically acclaimed.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if off of season one I'm seeing entirely why, but I feel like there were two special episodes after season one that I both thought were really solid. And so far, season two has been pretty good. So I'm thinking season two is probably where it really finds its stride because I'm enjoying that so far.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so yeah, enjoying that. I also started watching the show on HBO Max called Love Life. Well, season two specifically, because season one has and it's an anthology series. Season one is about some character that Anna Kendrick's playing. I don't care. Um, season two though is the main character is played by William Jackson Harper from The Good Place, who plays Chidi. And
Right.
so, yeah, it's been really good. There are 3 new episodes that just came out today. I'll have to watch those soon. But I'm enjoying this so far. Let's see, what else did I watch? Succession, of course. God, this show just keeps getting better. I don't know how it's only episode 3. It's so good. Um, and then new episode of Insecure as well.
Right.
As far as stuff that I've watched this week, um I mean, yeah, the only other movie I watched this week was Last Night in Soho, and you all know how I felt about that. So, um,
For
yeah,
shame.
yeah, it is. I wanted to like it, I really did. But
Yeah. It could have I will admit, yeah, it could have been better. But I think it was fine.
between this and Candyman, like horror movies this year,
They're not hitting.
they're not hitting. They're
No,
not
I
hitting at all.
can
Specifically, the horror
see.
movies that I've waited over a year for at this point now.
And does that contribute to it? Possibly.
No, they're just bad. They were probably
No,
bad if
I
they had
think-
come out a year ago too. They would have still been bad. They would have still been bad. I probably just would not have been as upset because I wouldn't have had to. Oh, just started playing music, but
Wow.
I probably would have been less upset at them had they come out a year ago, because then I wouldn't have had to wait,
I guess.
and be expecting them to be great.
I guess.
But that's all I got.
There you go. That's going to be it. Folks, thank you for watching our review. You know how it goes. If you are watching on YouTube, we have Spotify, all the platforms. You already know by now. And, all the platforms, links in the description. If you're listening on Spotify, we're on YouTube. Look up Needle and Lens. We usually do stream this podcast live, but this time we didn't because we went to the movies and we couldn't stream it, or we couldn't stream after because that's a
It was late.
It's a 2.5 hour long movie. I didn't get home until like damn near 11:30 because I had to hit the grocery store. Like, it was crazy. But we do stream this every Wednesday evening. Twitch.tv/FlipTV Live. That's gonna be it, folks. See you all next week.
Peace.